Good evening, friends. Welcome back to my channel, Infinite Trade. My name is Robin, and let's do a Nifty and Bank Nifty analysis for tomorrow. So before we begin the analysis, let's just discuss what happened today. So both Nifty and Bank Nifty opened gap up, and eventually it came down and closed below. So why did this happen is something which I'm going to discuss here. Okay, so first thing is based on yesterday's data, pros were on the long side. So pros were long and FIIs were short. Okay, short but less quantity. So we have been discussing this quite often, that whenever any of the participant position is against FII's position, definitely the next day you will see some sort of short covering, or maybe profit booking, something like that. So I'm just giving you a point, so people who follow this analysis or this data interpretation, keep a note of it somewhere. So when FIIs and pros are on the same side, okay, trading becomes difficult. Okay, so keep this in mind, and the other one is exactly opposite to it. Okay, so when FIs and pros are on opposite side, then definitely we have to follow FII's positions. Okay, and to elaborate on this point, why trading becomes difficult is, imagine that FIs and pros both are bullish. Okay, and in the evening, we as retail traders, we checked the data and we understood that okay, both of them are bullish, and we are holding opposite position. Imagine next day if market opens with a gap up, and definitely FIs and pros, they would want to book the profits, right? But do you think, since they are bullish, retailers will go and just buy their uh, stocks or indices or any other future or options from them when the market is opening with a gap up? Because we all know that if it is opening with a gap up and they are holding that position, they'll definitely book the profit. So booking the profit means the market is eventually going to come down. And do you think we are fools to just go and buy it? That is not going to happen. Okay, there may be some retailers who will go and buy the gap up because they are new to the system and they do not understand things. But people like us who are already into trading for some time, we are not going to go and buy it. So automatically the volume decreases and they will not be able to sell their positions. So either they have to confuse the people by taking the market more upside, or they will have to book losses in their system in such a way that the market comes down, and this is how they trap us and get sell their position to us. So that is why if both are on different side, market becomes easier to understand. So in today's case, what happened, we discussed that pros were bullish and FIIs were bearish. So market opened gap up and we saw that FIs had call sell. Market opened gap up and pros got an enough chance to actually book the profits in this particular place. And eventually, they might have built their positions in such a way that they can match with FIIs, and the market came down and closed on the lower side for the day. So if you can see this particular box that I've made, so this is where I took an entry. Okay, so this was my SL and this was my entry point, and this particular candle was my target. Okay, so this doji kind of a candle. So here the target was hit and then it went up and then eventually fell down more. But I was happy that I was able to capture this, because I think I captured around 154 points in options. Okay, so this is the kind of scalping that I do. So why I took an entry here, because this is the same resistance and the support that we drew yesterday. Nothing has changed. So market opened right above the resistance, okay, but it could not sustain, and immediately it broke that particular resistance, which was acting like a support when this candle was formed. It broke that with a good bearish candle. Then obviously I always take a entry on retest. So I was waiting for a retest, and this was the retest candle. Okay, I think I should zoom a bit. So I'm just showing you all the price action that I follow. Okay, so what happened here was, let me just discuss that again. So market opened above the resistance so that it acts as a support. It went up, then immediately it so there was no follow through. Okay, so I always talk about follow through. So there was no follow through. Okay, and immediately the market started reversing. So I was waiting for the day low and the support to get breached, and it was breached the strong candle, and immediately what happened, it went for a retest. So ideally you can take an entry here, but I always take an entry somewhere where there is a doji before the breakout candle or a breakdown candle. So I was waiting for the put option or the market to come to this place, and eventually it did come, so that my SL also becomes smaller. So ideally this was my SL, and then my target was the high of this particular candle. Okay, so if you put a line here, just a second. Okay, so if we mark a line here, so this is that I was talking about. So here I exited, and that is what the screenshot that I posted in the Telegram channel. Okay, so this was how I traded today. Now let's quickly discuss what can happen tomorrow. So first, let's quickly check out the participant wise open interest. So FIs have closed long position in future, and they have created some significant shorts. Okay, so but still their position is slightly bullish now, not completely bullish, slightly bullish. Okay, and if you look at the options, they have sold 10,000 call options and some 2,140 put buy. Okay, so again the quantity is very less for what they usually trade. And if you look at pros, they have good amount of call shorts once again. So day before yesterday they had call short, and now today they again have call short. Okay, and they have some put buy. So eventually the position is again bearish. So when I say bearish, that means upside seems to be limited as of now. Now let's come back to price action. There is nothing to check in the option chain. The option chain clearly shows that there is call writing that has happened more, and the put call ratio for both Bank Nifty and Nifty is somewhere close to 0.51 and 0.54. Okay, 0.51 and 0.54. So usually when it falls around 0.45, there is a chance of reversal in the market. And since tomorrow it is so yeah, so since tomorrow it is going to be an expiry day, we may see some range bound market because of the put call ratio that they have to follow. And one more thing, in the cash market today, I think FIs have bought for around 488 crores, something like that. I don't remember the exact figure, but they have bought close to 400 for 500 crores. So remember, when they have to accumulate and when they have to buy, what they'll do is they'll create short positions in the derivative segment. Okay, so that they can keep the market down and they can go on accumulating in the cash market. So this is what they usually plan. And when they have to sell, they'll create bullish positions in the derivatives market. So people who have been watching these videos for some time, they would have understood this, because they were selling aggressively in the cash market, but however they were bullish in the index in the initial days around, I'm talking about somewhere around December and Jan. So that's how their plan is. So now if they're accumulating in the cash market, they'll keep the market down. Okay, so we'll also get an opportunity to enter in a or enter or go long. So now let's discuss the price action for tomorrow. So right now, if you look at this, so 36,595, 36. So 36,500 to 36,600 is going to be a strong resistance for this expiry. So in any case, if we get the market somewhere around this place, then definitely we have to go short. Okay, when I say if we get the market at this place, that means I'm talking about gap up openings or something like that. Okay, we're definitely going to go short. And if we open flat, we have just closed at 200 EMA on the 5 minutes chart, and there is a support at 36,084. Okay, so somewhere close to 3600. So if we break this with a flat opening, then we may see a further dip. And where can the dip stop? The actual support comes somewhere around 35,700. Okay, that is this place. And there is a swing support somewhere here. So what is that point? Let's mark that so that may be helpful in booking some partial profits. Okay, that is somewhere close to 35,900. Okay, so since we have 36,000 nearby, it's a round number, we may see market hovering here for some time, and then maybe it can even break down and it can test 35,700. Okay, so this is the plan for downside if it opens flat. Okay, we'll buy a put if it breaks 36,100 decisively, that means this low. We'll buy a put and we'll have to hold it down till the time it breaks 35,900. And upside, we are not going to plan any upside. So imagine if it is opening flat and it is starting to go upside, so we will not buy any call option, because we saw that both of them are having call shots, so that becomes dangerous for us also. So in case if it is going up and it is taking a U-turn from here, we'll definitely buy a put here. Okay, so these are two scenarios. The third scenario is if it opens gap down. If it opens gap down, then the market will confuse us a lot, because since we said 0.51 and 0.54 is the PCR values for Nifty and Bank Nifty, if it opens gap down, it will almost touch 0.45 and it will try to reverse. Okay, so when it reverses, this can be a confusing scenario, because 36,000 will act as a resistance, because people will start writing 36,000 calls. So what we can do is, in case if market sustains between 35,900 and 36,000 for the first half, or for maybe for an hour or something, and if we see a breakout or maybe a breakdown, then we can trade on that side. We'll definitely see some good profits. So this is my view on Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Let's quickly check out Nifty. Okay, so Nifty also was within the range that we had today. So we decided that if it opens flat and crosses this, we'll go and buy call. But it opened with gap up. It took support here, gave a bounce, consolidated, and then gave a breakdown. And eventually it stopped here, because we said that below this we may buy put, and this should be a target, or something which we discussed in the last night's video, and it halted at this place. So tomorrow what we'll do is, if it opens flat and if it breaks down further, so if it breaks 17,200, we can definitely buy a put here, and your first target should be somewhere close to 17,100. Not looking out for a very big fall, since it's expiry. we may see it hovering around at this place. Okay, in case if it breaks the 17100 further, then we may see Nifty to be testing this particular low. And in case if it opens gap down, say it opens around 37 130 140, then the market will be sideways in this range. So if it is trading within this range, we'll not trade anything. Scalpers can scalp, but we'll wait for a breakout of either this level or either this level, and then we may trade that side. And if it opens flat and if it starts moving up, we're not going to do anything till the time it crosses 17300 decisively. Then maybe we can think about buying a call, but I'm not having that kind of a strong conviction, at least for tomorrow. So yeah, so we can avoid buying call in Nifty at least for tomorrow. So this is my view for Nifty and Bank Nifty for now. I hope you all enjoyed watching the video. Let's meet on another video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.